Valentine's Day vocabulary. Hi, this is Ilaria from ilazed.com and welcome to the episode number 44 of my podcast Italian Language in English. In today's episode, I would like to talk about some particular words and expressions to use on Valentine's Day. Are you ready to learn more? Let's get started. Valentine's Day is by definition the holidays of lovers. And since it is coming up again this year, I thought it would be a good idea to take this opportunity to discuss some of the terms and expressions related to it. In this article, you will find some information that, although simple, sometimes surprises my students. Often because they had not stopped to think about the correct usage or the actual meaning of some of the vocabulary or phrases, or didn't have the need or opportunity to delve further into them. I will divide this article into two parts. The first section, in which I will examine some terms, and the second section, in which I will discuss some extremely common phrases with which you may already be familiar. At this point, let's not waste any more time and get to the heart of this explanation. Terms of love. In this section, I would like to talk about a few vocabulary terms that relate to the bond that exists between two people, and I would like to do so starting with English. 1. Boyfriend, girlfriend. Il mio ragazzo, la mia ragazza. Pay attention to the use of the article and the possessive adjective. They allow us to avoid any ambiguities, since we are not referring to just any boy or girl, but to someone with whom we have a closer bond. 2. Fiancé. Fidanzato, fidanzata. Beware of these words, because fidanzato and fidanzata can also translate simply to boyfriend and girlfriend. In fact, in Italian, there is no real transition from to be in a relationship, avere una relazione, and to be engaged, essere fidanzati. Therefore, using the word fidanzato does not equal being in an official relationship, nor does it equal being one step away from marriage. For the record, I would like to point out that the words fidanzato and fidanzata are also used in the very early stages of a relationship and even with more or less young children who are asked if they have already found someone special at school. In fact, in Italian, it is not uncommon to hear adults ask them, "Ce l'hai il fidanzato? Do you have a boyfriend? Ce l'hai la fidanzata? Do you have a girlfriend?" 3. Partner in life. Compagno, compagna. It is interesting to see how the term compagno in Italian changes its meaning depending on the context in which it is used. Since childhood, all of us Italians have used this word to specify different situations. For example, compagno di giochi, playmate, compagno di banco, classmate, compagno di scuola, schoolmate, up to the famous compagno di sventure, companion in misfortune. Here, in Italian, the term compagno also makes its appearance in the context of love. But when is compagno, compagna used? This word is mostly used when there is a serious relationship between two adult people. It is not usually used between kids. It is possible that they are living together and have children, but they are not married. Ambi. If you want an alternative to compagno, compagna in Italian, you could also use the English term partner. In fact, as the word reference dictionary states, the term partner has become part of Italian vocabulary and is commonly used in reference to il compagno, la compagna of the couple. Having said that, all I can do is leave the choice up to you. 4. Husband, wife. Marito, moglie. When two people get married, it goes without saying that it is not longer possible to use the terms fidanzato, fidanzata, or let alone compagno, compagna. In such cases, the correct words are marito e moglie. Remember, as I explained in the article, quando non si usano gli articoli in italiano, when not to use articles in Italian, never use the article with family members in their singular form when they are accompanied by possessive adjectives. Therefore, this is okay, mia moglie, mio marito. This is not okay, la mia moglie, il mio marito. 5. Groom, bride. Sposo, sposa. Beware of these two terms because many people, especially Spanish speakers, use them as a translation of wife and husband. Actually, sposo and sposa in Italian are used at a specific moment in a couple's life, on their wedding day. In fact, before this, they would call themselves fidanzati, but after this day, they can call themselves coniugi, spouses, marito e moglie, husband and wife, to be exact. 6. Lover, amante. Last but not least, in Italian amante can be either one who is passionate about something, for instance, amante dell'arte, art lover, amante della letteratura, literature lover, amante della musica, music lover. But in this specific case, talking about relationships between people, we are referring to a person involved in an extramarital, secret, or illicit relationship. Expressions of love. Let us now look at the second part of this article, in which I will introduce what I have called expressions of love. I have already previously mentioned two of them. To be in relationship, avere una relazione. To be engaged, essere fidanzati. However, before these more serious stages of the relationship, there is also the time we spend getting to know each other. The famous to date someone, translated as frequentare qualcuno, or uscire con qualcuno, or even vedersi con qualcuno. Having said that, let us now deal with some phrases you can use with your sweethearts. I like you, mi piaci. Speaking of the verb piacere, if you need a refresher, take a look at my article, Come si usa piacere in italiano, How to use piacere in italiano. You might find it really useful. The next sentence is, I love you. I love you in Italian is translated into different ways depending on the person you are speaking to. 1. Ti voglio bene. Used with friends and family to emphasize a strong affection for these people. 2. Ti amo. Used with your partner, the person with whom you have a romantic relationship. Because of the depth of this phrase, it is not used in the beginning of the relationship. In fact, in this case, it is more common to use the simpler mi piaci. I am in love. Mi sono innamorato. Here is the last phrase I want to introduce. Sono innamorato or mi sono innamorato. to be used when you become aware of your feelings toward the person you are dating. One thing I would like to point out is that in English you use the preposition with, con in Italian. For example, I am in love with you. But in Italian we use the preposition di. Mi sono innamorato di te. Remember, these are two different languages, so favor semantic translation instead of literal translation, just to avoid formulating inaccurate sentences. Conclusion. If you have been reading my blog and listening to my podcast for a while, you might have noticed that I often use events and holidays to explain Italian customs and traditions. In this case, I decided to use Valentine's Day to my advantage by delving into some vocabulary and some love expressions that you might use with your partner. I hope this audio was interesting and provided you with information that you were not yet aware of or needed to learn more about. And now, what else is left to say? Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Buon San Valentino a tutti voi. If you need other explanation about the Italian language and culture, take a look at my website, ilazed.com.